Hello, everyone. It's me with another devlog. I thought this time I would kind of go over what my vision is for the game that I'm creating. I don't have a name for it yet. I'm just still just kind of brainstorming and learning how to even use Unity. Um, but yeah, just gonna kind of talk about what I've done so far. And yeah, let's see here. First of all, I'm switching to Unity for now. I used Unreal Engine in the last video. This video I'm using Unity. I spent some time learning it, and from a noob's perspective, it is so much easier to learn. And I just feel like they're coming out with a lot of really interesting products like server hosting, analytics, multiplayer support, all that's like Unity products. It's not like third-party things, which I find it's just a lot easier to consume when it's all from Unity. Um, and apparently, the 1.0 release is coming soon for those things in June. It's May right now. So, yeah, using Unity, I really like it so far. Um, but again, who knows? Uh, but, but yeah, so I kind of want to real quick go over what my rough vision is for this project. Um, let's put this over here. This is my notes. Calling it Project Moba for now. Um, and what it essentially will be is a arena style multiplayer game where you just go in and fight the other team. So this is heavily influenced by World of Warcraft Arena. It's a PvP game. Um, and you may also, there's another game called Battle Right, which is like an amazing game. It's top down. This would be a third person view. Um, and that's more like WoW. But yeah, it would be essentially a PvP game where you enter the arena. It would be 3v3, 2v2, 1v1, battlegrounds, and the core of the game, probably the first thing I'll implement will probably be, 2v2s. Um, but I want to get all those things. One thing that I really want to put is like it. This is inspired by World of Warcraft, but a big difference is that there's a respect for your time. And what I mean by that is it'll be more like traditional esports in the sense that like you can jump in and play. There's no gear grind for stats. There'll be gear. My cat just knocked something down, sorry. Um, there'll be no like item level gear grind, but there'll be a gear grind where it wouldn't be even a grind necessarily, but you unlock gear just by playing. So, but like your item level or like your power is the same, but you can unlock different gear with different stats. But it's all the same power level. Um, you would unlock, maybe um, skins for your stuff, um, and yeah, and then it's a competitive focused PvP game. Um, I wouldn't say like I'm hesitant to call it an esport game because like think about like Overwatch and the Overwatch League. Like Overwatch was built to be an esport. I don't know, and like Valorant was built to be an esport. I think I think if you could put an MMO over here, esport over here, it would be closer to an esport, but I think I would smidge it over a little bit. And the reason I say that is that I would really love to have a little bit more customization of your character. So say in Overwatch or Valorant, you put your character. You don't get to customize the name, the skin, the look, like the sex, the the gear that's on him. You don't really customize any of those things really. In Overwatch or League of Legends, you buy the skin, but you can't like alter the gloves, the legs, the helmet. I would like to do in this game. So there's a little bit more. Um, there's a little bit more player customization for your character, and that's why I don't want to necessarily call it a pure esport, but it's definitely not an MMORPG, but it's maybe a like closer to an esport, but a little bit in between. Um, and I think that is something that puts an emotional attachment to your character. And I think those things are kind of cool. And kind of going with along that route, that's kind of one of the main reasons why you would do a third person view instead of top down. So third person view would be like World of Warcraft Arena, where your character you can see more of your character. And the armor, you can see more of it. And so that inherently makes the gear and the look of your character more important. Um, I feel like you wanting to connect with the character and make it look cool are driving forces for kind of the rewards. The rewards would probably be, if we had it a subscription, it would be for like gear, weapons, sounds, and skins for spells, maybe death animations. Um, all of the things that you would strive for would probably be to make your character look really cool. So, and rank. So you climb the ladder and make your guy look cool doing it. Essentially, would be the motivation. Um, and yeah, for you to want to climb the ladder to earn more points, to reach a certain rating to unlock a gear set that's really cool looking. You gotta make sure the gear is looking cool, and you gotta make sure that you're close enough to your character to where you can see it a lot and make it worth it. Um, this is for later down the road, but like I guess kind of talking about subscriptions, there'd be free to play, but there would be battle pass type things where you work towards, you know, each season a new battle pass comes out with new, themed skins around that season. And but again, you don't need to do any of these things. You don't need to buy a battle pass. And I think there would be a pro, which would be more of a subscription. Um, and that would be more of, you pay, say, $5 a month, but you get things that, analytics and things that maybe would help you with your game and get better. So think like Valorant, right? Maybe it's a little bit surprising to me that Valorant hasn't bought an aim lab, because it's aim lab is a perfectly good thing to make you better at Valorant. Point and click for FPS. I wouldn't necessarily be creating an aim, a aim lab for this game, but after each win or round, instead of just showing like kill death ratio in your score, the pro would be able to see charts and analytics, maybe showing heat maps of where on the map you played the most, or um, you know which spells followed certain spells most often, or um, how like a good one is how you died the last 20 spells that killed you, and things like that, and things that are meant to like actually help you, and it's only for people who actually care. Um, and so that's why subscription, and it's not mandatory. It's for those who are like, wow, I really like this game and I want to get better. Let's buy this up. Art, again, this would need to be a major, major sticking point in the game because of how I want people to connect with their own characters and really love how they look. So inspiration, World of Warcraft, Battle Right, League of Legends, Valorant. I'd say Valorant the least amount, um, but definitely fantasy. Very fantasy. I'd say serious. We're not going for funny um, proportions on the body, not funny skins. There may be, if there is funny skins, it's like very small amount, very unique and artistic things that are just really cool to see. Um, and now we're kind of getting like into kind of like the game, right? And things I'd like to do. Um, Customization of your character. So beyond the physical look of your customization of your character, I'd like to customize like the skills and the skill trees and things like that. What I mean by this is World of Warcraft, up until not really no expansion, they got rid of them, but they have talent trees, and I think a lot of games have talent trees. Path of Exile is an extreme version of a talent tree. It would not be anywhere near the size of Path of Exile, but would have a talent tree, and it would be as in depth at least as a WoW talent tree. Um, and again, we're getting towards you know creating a character and a build that you think about and that you attach to, and you're like, wow, this is really cool. I did this. This is my character, right? Um, Another thing would be there's gonna be classes. So like you got kind of traditional classes. I would like to get a little bit more creative with them. I just wrote down some random ones, right? Like these are none of this is actually in stone. This is, these are my notes from, just kind of writing down what I want to do with this game. But a mage, a warrior, engineer, a horror, um, it would have different classes and eventually have specializations within those classes. Um, Again, kind of getting into customizing your character. Uh, I would like to have healers and attack, and maybe some sort of defender, like a tank. Um, Tank would be the trickiest one to implement, but it may be some sort of, version of a tank where it's maybe more towards a lot of stuns or um, CC oriented, opposed to like just doesn't take any damage. This isn't. There wouldn't be any PVE, so let me make this clear. It's not like League of Legends where there's little mobs that run around. There's none of that. Imagine League of Legends with just the players battling. I'm sure they've got a mode like this. Maybe they don't. Battle right. I keep mentioning battle right. Battle right is like literally what I want to do, but third person, with more in-depth uh, customization of characters. Lore. There would be some lore. I think this would be the lore and PvE role playing type stuff um, will be there always in a very limited way. If the game like grows, I absolutely love to put in some sort of PvE or just open world where you're kind of exploring. Um, and while I write this, I want to say like um, open world waiting room. And what I mean by an open world waiting room is when you play Valorant or you play uh, Overwatch, just League of Legends, you have your screen and you press play and then you're in game. I want to take that to a little bit deeper and more of an MMO RPG, but like, hey, sorry, my cat again. Um, but I want there to just be a world where you walk around while you're like, waiting. So like you would, Guild Wars 2 PvP zone is a perfect example. There's like this PvP world and you can walk around and there's dummies, you can duel people just for fun, you can chat, there are vendors. I'd like to have a Guild Wars 2 uh, world, right? Um, Guild Wars 2 PvP world. I think the Guild Wars 2 did an amazing job in that sense. Really cool. Everyone there is, yeah. And so you could find parties that way. There would be a matchmaking system or a group finder. But yeah, anyways, I'm just kind of saying like instead of just having a screen where you just press play and then you're in, I'd like to have another layer where you have a world that you can go around, a very small world. I don't want it to be MMORPG but a very small world where you can walk around. Look at your character. Do train like, you know, do like customize your guys' character, walk around and show it off, all that stuff. Um, Also, kind of giving back to kind of pro things, and I don't even know if this would be pro, but I think there really should be AI that you can fight against. And it wouldn't just be like AI that is like PvE AI. I would like to, do some machine learning where you are playing against people who, or AI that, um, like just wreck you, right? Like, are just way better at the game than you are. Um, and I think this is really good to help you get better at the game. If you want to, if and I think this is what something that like, you know, in World of Warcraft, when you were at a lower rating, it's kind of hard to get out of the lower rating because you're playing with other low rated people. Maybe one way to get better without having to find people is to play against really hard AI. And that would help you get to a really high level without relying on other people who maybe aren't as motivated as you, to train those skills. I think that could be a really cool thing, and I'm not sure if that would be pro or not. I think that would kind of fall under a pro subscription category. Um, I think that'd be really cool. And anyways, yeah, that is just kind of an overview of what I'd like to bring to this game. Um, I'm calling it Project Moba. Um, and I'm just starting. I could see this taking like I don't know. My mindset is like it's going to be like at least a year, right, of working on this. I have a full-time job, not doing game dev, so. Uh, but yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope that one day I could start showing you guys some really cool features in game. All right, bye.